Yeah, I had a feeling that I probably had apnea, and my daughter had just gotten a CPAP, and my mom had issues, and like almost everyone I know has issues. So I thought I would mention it to my family doctor, and he was not receptive. He just said, "No, you don't have that," and blew right through it. So, yeah, but I feel like he does that a lot. So, I just decided to bypass him and go to my cardiologist. I hadn't been sleeping for several years. I just sleep a few hours and wake up and sleep and wake and sleep and wake. And it left me feeling drained and tired all the time. Every time I sat down, I'd fall asleep. If you turn the TV on and show me a recliner, I'm dead. That's the end of it. So I just got tired of living like that. I was doing that for several years. So I saw the cardiologist, and he said, absolutely, you need to see someone about this. So he hooked me up with your sleep study people, and I did the sleep study, and she said that I didn't have a lot of episodes, but my oxygen level was going really low, and that would be dangerous. So I said, well, can't do that, so we need to fix it. And I went over to the sleep study place in Georgetown and started the process with them.
Yeah, right on. A couple follow-up questions there. I am surprised that your family doctor was so dismissive of that. Like, how did you feel when that was?
Dismissed, and I had a talk with him about it. I am proactive and I stand up for myself. And I just feel like a lot of times because of weight or because of age, we have issues with being accepted for not for I want to say telling the truth, but I guess not being a drama queen. They think that some doctors I felt have over the years felt like they just either they want to initiate the conversation in order to make it valid, or what do you know? So,
Like you're
I mean,
not being heard kind of thing?
yeah, that's what we
Yeah,
talked about, being heard.
yeah.
And he said he certainly didn't mean it to be that way, but had I listened to him, I'd still be doing it.
That's a great point. And I mean, that's the whole thing. You were saying, I don't know if you use this word, but eventually essentially you were saying, I got to advocate for myself.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Besides falling asleep every time I sat down, I got up many times in the night. I didn't sleep well. And most mornings, my day started at 3 a.m. because I just couldn't sleep anymore. I was in the bathroom every hour, and your sleep is just non-productive. So why bother? Just find something to do. I did a lot of puzzles, a lot of puzzles in the middle of the night, and I sew some. So I set a room up where I sleep in the recliner, and I have a puzzle table and a sewing machine. So when I wake up, I could pick a task and play, and then sleep whenever and that was my theory with everyone was I sleep when I can. So if I'm asleep at 2 in the afternoon, so be it. I just sleep whenever I can get it because I have to have sleep. And it was annoying for my partner for me to be asleep all the time. We could never watch a movie together because I fell asleep as soon as the TV came on. So it was an issue. But mostly it was in the bathroom and then staring at the wall. And you just couldn't sleep. So,
yeah, because your body's elevated and you're now like, oh, I'm awake because you were actually, didn't have oxygen. So your body thinks there's some kind of, emergency. So
yeah.
what was that like to try to do your daily activities when, the stuff you got to do during the day?
You just get used to it and you just suck it up and do it. That's always what I've done. Just go ahead. So whatever challenge you have, you rise to meet it. And I just kept on.
I love that, but also did it get exhausting sometimes?
Yeah. But that's just the way life was.
Right. Well, did you kind of thought that was normal to just feel that way?
No, I knew it wasn't normal.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, right on, right
I've
on.
never been normal.
Okay. I like that. I love that, in fact. So you knew it wasn't normal, but it took you a while to get to the sleep test. Was that just kind of your doctor holding you back?
No, it was mostly me just accepting the status quo. And then my daughter got her CPAP and she started talking about how she slept so much better and how she felt so much better. And I thought, wow, I want that, you know? So then I moved forward with it before I got my sleep test.
Okay, so then you went and got the sleep test. Your daughter had a CPAP. Um, why didn't you want, or did you try a CPAP first?
I tried the CPAP and it was not a good experience for me at all. I could not sleep with that thing on my face. And I have thinning hair. And the more I pulled it on and off, the less hair I had. I got a little
Oh.
bald spot where I kept grabbing it in the night and yanking it off my head. Sometimes I'd just wake up in the morning and it was in my lap, and I don't know how it got there. I just took it off in the night,
Hmm.
and I was up and down a lot, and I just was miserable with it. I really hated it, and I was reaching the point where I just wanted to pack it in and say, dying in your sleep isn't so bad.
I'm glad you didn't do that and just give up. What made you just not give up? Like, because there's a lot of people, I'm not trying to be redundant, but there's a lot of people who get to that point and they're just like, forget it. I'm just not, I mean, like lots of people. So what was different for you?
What was different was I went back to the cardiologist and I told him that I was having issues, that I wasn't comfortable with the CPAP and I couldn't keep it on. And was there something else that I could do? And he said, well, yes, as a matter of fact, there is an appliance you can wear in your mouth. And we can set you up for the test for that if you'd like. So I jumped right on that opportunity.
Oh, right on. Cool, cool. So then tell me a little bit about, your experience with an oral device. What's that been like?
The device itself is really not uncomfortable and not a hassle. If you travel, the one thing I like is my late partner had a CPAP machine and we traveled a lot. And that little bag had to go with you everywhere and you had to set it up when you got there and break it down when you were ready to leave. And it was a pain in the neck. The appliance fits in a little white container about the size of the palm of your hand, and you just pop it in that and stick it in your pocketbook and you're done. So it's great for traveling. It's been really easy to take care of. There was a nifty little sonic cleaner that came in the bag with it. And once a week, I throw it in the sonic cleaner for a half an hour with a little tablet, and it cleans it all up nice and shiny, and you feel disinfected and clean. So that I'm a clean freak, so you've got everything taken care of and ready. And the one of the byproducts, one of the side effects of this is that sometimes I go to bed and I'm not tired. I'm not ready to go to sleep, but I want to go to bed. And then because I'll fall asleep in the chair, and I don't want to do that because it's harder to sleep when I get to the bedroom. So I found out that if I just put the appliance in, you brush your teeth and you put the appliance in, and that signals the end of eating for the day. And sometimes I'll put it in at 9 o'clock. If I'm feeling hungry and I don't want to eat, I'll brush up and put the appliance in and spend the rest of the night sitting in the chair with it on. And then I go to bed when I'm ready. But it keeps me from snacking. So that's an added plus for me because I'm overweight and diabetic, and I would really like to be able to control that better. And this helps. It has been the best medical thing I've ever had.
Wow.
I really am fortunate to have it, and I'm so grateful that y'all were there to bail me out of the hole I was living in. 'Cause it's
Wow.
been a difficult time, so this is good. I can't think of anything negative to say, except that during the prep, and I'd like other people to know, the sleep studies that were provided with the appliance were really difficult for me. their software did not work where I live very well. And I really struggled to connect up for the interim sleep studies that you had. And we stuck with it, and I finally got someone who was sympathetic and willing to work with me instead of just saying, live with it, or what's wrong with you? Everybody else can do it, you know. And we found a way to circumvent it and to hook it up differently. And it hooked right up when I started doing it that way.
Oh, great.
Hook up the patches before you apply them. Now I start my day later. It's usually between 5 and 7 in the morning, sometimes even 8 o'clock.
And
So
that's because you can sleep now that late.
I can go back to sleep, and it's awesome. Very awesome. So I'm not getting up as early. I'm not getting up 5 or 6 times during the night. I only get up once. And that's a major change. So that is better. I don't sleep in the daytime except for maybe one nap. And I'm old. One nap is okay. And that's only for like 15 to 30 minutes. And that's all I need. Then I'm good to go for the rest of the day. So I feel much more awake and much more vigorous and energetic, and I'm getting stuff done. And I still do puzzles, but not as many. Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, this says it more than anything, I think. I took a trip to Disney World. First time I've traveled in 5 or 6 years. And my daughter was living in Florida, and I decided I would go to see her. And she kept saying, I can't believe you're here. I can't believe you're here. But I went to Disney World, and I operated on their schedule. You know, they're 25 years younger than I am, and I was able to keep up fine. And it was a wonderful trip and a great experience for me to be out in the world and feeling like I can do that still. It's empowering to be able
Well,
to function like you'd like to. So it has kind of given me a new lease on life. Just don't travel. And I was tired and defeated and old feeling and out of touch, really. And when you don't sleep, then you have issues with your mind and your ability to analyze and remember and do the things you need to do. It was difficult to it felt overwhelming is I guess the word, that I was going to have to buy a plane ticket and get to the airport and get on the plane and get off at the right place and be sure I didn't get lost in the airport. And it was just really hard. And I'm going to take another. I was there in February. She's moved back to home for us, Virginia, and I'm going in September to stomp the old stomping grounds and go to the beach and see everything down in North Carolina. And it's just going to be a really good time. Okay. I feel like getting the sleep that I need refreshes my brain and my body and allows me to get out in the world and do things that I didn't think I could do and interact with situations and people that I didn't think I could do anymore. I thought I was too old. And it wasn't that I was too old, I was just too tired. So now we fixed that, and the world is opened back up for me, and I feel great.
do you feel like it was worth whatever money you spent on, getting the oral device?
Yes, I was chafing at the price. When you see on the internet, some places say you can get them with no copay, and my copay was $600. While I could afford it, I just was hesitant to spend the money. And I was like, you better wear this thing, girl, And it was worth everything I paid. And I really am grateful that I had the opportunity to get it. I could still be sitting here sleeping in the daytime every 15 minutes. And now life has changed.
If you had to do it again, like, would you spend the money again?
Absolutely. In a heartbeat. And no regret. No buyer's remorse. To me, it would have been easy to accept the status quo and to just consider it a part of my affliction. This is what I've been given to bear, and I have to do it. And you don't have to do it. You just have to care enough about your life and what you're going to do with the rest of it to get out and do something about fixing it.
Oh my
And
gosh.
we're not promised anything, but man, if we're not using what we have, we're fools. So we need to jump on the bandwagon and find out a way to fix the things that slow us down and give us a less than satisfactory experience, because we only go here once. Better make all you can of it.
Oh my gosh, Brenda. Oh my gosh. That's gold. If we ever do a commercial, I'm calling you.
See my agent.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, we'll talk details on contract with him.
Okay.
That was powerful. Thank you so much for your time. I am so glad what a difference. And I feel lucky that, I've got to meet you and spend a couple minutes with you. This has been wonderful.
Well, I thank you for the opportunity to maybe move somebody down the right path and help them get started. It's just a great life changer for me. And I'm really fortunate and grateful.
Wow, that's amazing. Um, just to wrap it up real quick, that email that we have on file, I'm going to send you a little thank you in that. Is that a good email to send it to?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, cool. I mean, you've said a lot, so, but I always end with this. Is there anything else that you'd want to say about the device? Oh, you know what? I didn't ask you that I should have. Have you really had any side effects from the device?
No, there have been no side effects at all. I have a connective tissue problem. I never have a problem getting it to go back, and it's just been easy peasy. So the
Great.
device has been simple to live with and simple to take care of and great to use.